Hi there, business owner. Are you looking to improve your business knowledge? Do you want to see behind the scenes of successful businesses? And more importantly, are you looking to build a better business in just 15 minutes each week? If so, you're in the right place. Welcome to the 3Bs podcast. Hello and welcome to the 3Bs podcast. If you're new here, hi, I'm your host Stephanie, and I'm so excited that you are listening in today to this very special episode. Can you believe it? This is our 1 year anniversary of the 3Bs podcast. And thanks to the leap year and the fact that we're released on a Thursday, we're on episode 53. That's right, it's been an incredible journey so far, and I am so grateful to each and every one of you who has been a part of it so far. Whether you listened from the beginning, joined halfway through, or this is your very first episode, I want you to know how thankful I am that you are listening in today. So as we celebrate this milestone, let's dive into today's episode and explore all the exciting changes and updates that we have in store. First of all, did you notice the new introduction? If you've been here before, we've got a new introduction, we've got a new intro and a new outro. It feels like it's so much more fitting, and the podcast, like any business, is evolving and changing as we build a better business. I started this podcast back in 2023 so that business owners could upscale their business, upskill themselves, increase their knowledge in just 15 minutes a week. You'll hear me talk about it all the time on the podcast because it's really important to me that we all build better businesses together. So buckle up, enjoy, and let's get on with the episode. Today, celebrating our 1 year birthday or anniversary. Do podcasts have birthdays or anniversaries? Let me know. But we're shaking things up a bit as we embrace our new branding and introduce some exciting changes to the podcast. But don't worry, while some things will look different, our descriptions have changed, our commitment to delivering valuable insights and empowering content in just 15 minutes each week remains the same. You will still be able to access this podcast wherever you usually access it for free. That's not changing either. What makes the 3Bs podcast so special is that we do it in 15-minute bite-sized episodes each week. Now, whether you're looking for knowledge to learn, inspiration from fellow entrepreneurs, or my experiences as a business owner, sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly, including the mistakes I've made so you don't have to, it's all here with the same purpose: to build a better business. As you may have noticed, we've undergone a bit of a makeover here at the 3Bs. We've rebranded with a fresh new logo, updated intro and outro music, and revamped our overall look and description so it feels like it better reflects our missions and values. As I've said before, change is inevitable, and we've taken on all the information from the last 52 episodes and understood our analytics better of what our audience wants, how we can better get the information across to you, and really improve the overall experience for you as listeners. But fear not, while our appearances may have changed, our dedication to providing top-notch content and empowering all of our listeners remains stronger than ever. In fact, I think I'm even more dedicated and want to provide even higher level content so that you can all build better businesses. Amidst all the changes, there are some things that will always stay the same here at the 3Bs. Our commitment to delivering actionable tips, insightful interviews, and valuable advice to help you thrive in your business and now your personal finances remains unwavering. So rest assured that while we may look a little different on the outside, our core values and mission remain unchanged. I want us all to succeed, and if by doing this podcast each week I can help just a few of you, it means the absolute world, and that's mission accomplished in my eyes. For all things the 3Bs, if you want to stay up to date with all the changes, old and new, let you know what's coming on and be notified when a new episode drops, you can join our free mailing list. The link is in the show notes and the description, and joining that just means you'll be the first to know everything that goes on. We won't bombard you. We will not spam you. It will just be to ensure that you don't miss out on anything that could help you to build a better business. Before we move on, I wanted to take a moment to celebrate a major milestone, and it's one that I really didn't think we would hit this soon into the 3Bs journey. So when I started this podcast a year ago, I set myself a goal to have reached 1,000 downloads before the year was out. And last night, one day before our birthday, we reached 1,000 downloads. I am so incredibly grateful to each and every one of you who has listened to the podcast, subscribed, rated, reviewed, and shared it with other business owners. Your support means the world to me, and I am truly honoured to have you as part of our growing community. Welcome to the 3Bs family. I love having you here. Let's celebrate 1,000 downloads, and I can't wait for the next 1,000. Now, let's dive into today's valuable tip. For those of you that are new here, or for those of you who've been listening for a while, here's a gentle reminder that for every episode of the 3Bs podcast, I try to ensure there is either a valuable tip or an actionable step you can implement immediately after listening to this podcast. So that if nothing else, after 15 minutes of listening to me talk to you, you have something that will help you build a better business. Now it's the Easter holidays for many of us, so we're juggling working parents, running a business, and childcare responsibilities. I thought time management would therefore be a really great, valuable tip, especially given the time. So as business owners, our time is our most valuable asset, so it's essential to use it wisely. One strategy that has helped me tremendously over time is time blocking. Now, I caveat this by saying at some points in the year, time blocking doesn't always work for me. And it's important to acknowledge that when you start using a time management strategy, it may not work for you long term. It may not work for you at certain points during the year. But time blocking is one of the ones that I go back to time and time again. Time blocking is just setting aside specific blocks of time for different tasks and priorities, whether that's client-facing meetings, doing your administrative work, or creative brainstorming. Allocating dedicated time slots can help increase productivity and reduce overwhelm, knowing that there's a time and a place for each part of the business you need to work on. Give it a try and see how it transforms your productivity. Now, a new segment that I wanted to introduce to the podcast, and I'm hoping is going to stick around. As always, these podcast episodes are for you, so do let me know your feedback. I really appreciate it. When clients come to see me in the practice, they often leave with a business book recommendation, or actually a copy of a business book. I feel like I'm running some business book library sometimes. It works both ways though. They give me book recommendations too. So I thought it'd be really useful if I started sharing those book recommendations with you each week to help you build a better business. Whether you listen on Audible, whether you like to read a paperback or download digitally and read an ebook on a Kindle or something, it doesn't matter. These books should be available on all platforms, and I'm hoping they really help you. Going along with the theme of time management, I've chosen Atomic Habits by James Clear. Now, it's very hypocritical, and I will explain why, so stay with me. But Atomic Habits is a book that you often hear CEOs, entrepreneurs talk about, because he explores the power of tiny changes or atomic habits and how they can compound over time to lead to remarkable results. So whether you're looking to improve your productivity, break bad habits, build new ones, or achieve your goals, this book does offer practical strategies and actionable advice to help you on your journey. Now, I'm a hypocrite because I have this book. I have it in paperback, I have it on Audible, and I have it digitally, and I have not been able to complete this book no matter how many times I try. So it may be that you start this book and realize that right now it's not for you. I know one day I will go back to that book and be able to go through it, but I strongly believe it has to be at a point in time where, as a CEO and the entrepreneur you're ready to receive the information and implement the learnings that are enclosed. So this week's book recommendation is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Whilst I haven't read it the whole way through, I do understand the promise of it. I do understand what it's saying, and I have applied the 1% rule many times over the years. So I do understand what it's saying. I've just not managed to get all the way through it. Let me know if you read it, if you manage to get all the way through, any tips or tricks you pick up from it. I'd really love to know. And that's all I have for you for today's special episode of the 3Bs podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. If you enjoyed today's episode and want to stay connected, be sure to follow us on social media. We've created new accounts specifically for the podcast. So if you're on Twitter or X or Instagram, you can follow us at the 3Bs. So that's THE.3BZ. I'll pop them in the show notes and the description. And don't forget to join the mailing list. You will receive exclusive updates, bonus content, and reminders when a new episode drops. You just need to simply head to the link in the show notes and enter your email address to get started. Until next time, remember to dream big, work hard, and always believe in yourself. This is Stephanie. I've been your host. Thank you. I'll see you next week. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the 3Bs podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Please connect with us on social media. Like, rate and review wherever you are listening to this podcast so that I can help more business owners build a better business. See you next week.